What's happening, everybody? It's Matt from SnakeHerder.com here. Got a clutch to show you guys. I've been kind of holding out. They finally all finished shedding. I haven't fed them yet, but you'll never guess which clutch this is. Yeah, this is my Pastel. It was a possible het pied to a 100% het pied. The female Pastel 50% possible het pied I produced in 2010. As you can see, she proved out. I did not hit on the Pastel pied, but I did get a piebald out of 5 eggs, which is pretty awesome. And surprisingly, I only got 1 Pastel out of this whole clutch. But as you know, I like to kind of process of elimination. I show off everything that's not exciting first. This one right here, I haven't sexed them all yet either. But this is a little possible het pied, but I would be pretty certain this one's going to turn out to be a het pied. And everything in this clutch is going to be for sale with the exception of the piebald, which is actually already sold. I mean, this guy's got some nice hooks here and everything. I got all kinds of possible hets this year that are loaded with cool markers, so if anybody's looking for, I give you a real good deal on some just because I can't guarantee it. But again, I got some stuff with great markers, so I'll bet I could hook you up with some basically what would be a het pied pair for very good deal, very cheap. So message me or go to SnakeHerder.com. I'm going to start posting pictures here real soon. These guys haven't been fed yet though, but I have some other ones that have been fed. But here's one with some markers. Let me put this one back. There's one in here that's got like nothing going on as far as markers. That would be this one here. You can see it's got the regular kind of checkered belly, but still a very pretty little snake. Nice little, what I would assume is probably a normal. It's got a chance it could still be a het pied though. And my het pieds tend to throw some really good colored normals or possible hets. They tend to have real orange sides. Excuse me for walking away. Here's another one that is a good example. Get these really cool kind of orange highlights in the sides, kind of peach colored almost. Got the cool black back to some extent, like the dad has. This one, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, this one's got some markers. I would call that one a likely het pied. Got the really cool dots down the side, one-eyed aliens as I like to call them. But one thing I'm kind of stoked on is this Pastel here. Even though it doesn't have het pied markers, you said if you, at least on the belly, I mean, I don't know, it's almost like a yellow belly kind of thing. It's got like almost real spotty along the edges, but look at the color on this one. It's almost peach on the sides. I've never produced a Pastel with this look to it. The mom doesn't have anything like that. She looks like a pretty, well, she's a very unusual Pastel, but the color on this particular Pastel is really unusual. It's almost peach. I know everybody's dying to see that pied up close, but let me grab another Pastel I hatched this year real quick. This is the Pastel. I hope you guys can hear me because I'm yelling from across the room. This is the Pastel produced in my yellow belly Pastel clutch. I mean, and this is a really nice Pastel too, which is pretty much spoken for. There's no money has changed hands yet, but it's really nice, kind of hypo looking Pastel. But if you compare the color on the sides, I don't know if this is going to show up in the video. I mean, this upper one here has got some really nice flames on the sides, but this one has got this just unusual peach color that I have never gotten out of a Pastel that I've hatched before. So I'm kind of happy about this one. This is a nice little Pastel. It'll be interesting. I haven't sexed it yet, but and this one started eating just the other day, so you can see it's a little bit bulkier than this one. But anyway, we put these guys back and let's get to business here. There's somebody who is, I'm sure, very anxious to see that snake post shed. Nice view of it. Buddy of mine who has already spoken for that one. I offered it to him and he took the offer I gave him because he was the first one. He's been asking me all year about if I was going to hatch any pieds. And a little bit of skin I brought with me here. But this is, I think, the nicest pied I've ever hatched. I really love this little pied. Look at the cool little markings. Got a nice amount of yellow, or a nice amount of white without being high white. I like kind of, I always say I like the slot of 40 to 60% white. Anywhere in that range, you know, a little less than half to a little more than half is ideal to me with 50-50 being perfect. And this little tip on the tail is just awesome. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. The camera never focuses good on videos up close, but just the very tip of the tail is white. It's super cool, but the color on this thing just screams. It doesn't have that real orange color that the last ones I hatched did, but I mean a little bit down on the sides, but they tend to brown out as they get bigger anyway, so it's no real big loss there. Got this really cool little thing going on that a lot of pieds get, but up here it's a really broken up and odd pattern. I just love the variability of pieds, but it's got this nice section of white, a couple of smaller bands, and then this great big band here, and then one little teensy tiny tip on the tail that's white. So I think that is the nicest pied I've ever hatched, and it's a female, so don't even ask. It is spoken for, and as much as I'll you know, if something changes, I'll put a comment down below that guy backed out, but I don't see him backing out. He's been pretty excited about this. He wants to come up and see it as soon as possible, and I love a local sale. So anyway, awesome little piebald. This is the payout of keeping a possible het pied with markers. And so now it is no longer a pastel possible het pied, it is a pastel 100% het pied. And best of all is that snake's dad, the pastel, was actually a possible het ghost. So this actually could be a pied het ghost, and my pastel pied or het pied could be a pastel het ghost. It would have been, I was almost hoping this would be a male so I could keep it back and breed it to her and see if we get any pastel pied ghosts in there, but it's another female. I keep hatching female pieds. It's the third one I've hatched in the last couple of years. So lucky you to my buddy Matt. He's getting this beautiful little girl, and I'll bet you he's just gonna scream when he sees it in person. It's just killer. I love this little thing. So thanks as always for watching. Check out SnakeHerder.com. I'm starting to post snakes for sale, and I have some of my personal collection, some of my holdbacks and stuff that I'm starting to sell to make some room for some cooler stuff. So thanks as always. Take care, everybody.